Fatherhood is a 2021 American comedy drama film directed by Paul Weitz from a screenplay by Weitz and Dana Stevens, based on the 2011 memoir To Kisses for Maddie, a memoir of loss and love by Matthew Loughlin. The film stars Kevin Hart, Alfre Woodard, Frankie R. Faison, Lil Rel Howery, DeWanda Wise, Anthony Carrigan, Melody Hurd, and Paul Reiser, and follows a new father who struggles to raise his daughter after the sudden death of his wife. Originally scheduled to be released in theaters by Sony Pictures Releasing, Fatherhood was sold to Netflix amid the COVID-19 pandemic and was digitally released on June 18, 2021. The film received mixed reviews from critics, though Hart's against-type performance praised. What happens in the film? Matthew Loughlin's wife Liz passed away after an unexpected early C-section delivery of their daughter followed by pulmonary embolism. He is at her funeral. His best friends Jordan, Oscar, and his mother Anna, as well as Liz's parents Marion and Mike, are also in attendance. Matt is now a single father to infant daughter Maddie. The first few months caring for Maddie are rough on Matt, especially after both Anna and Liz's parents have gone back home. But eventually, he manages to raise her. After some years pass, Maddie, who is about 5 years old, gets enrolled in a private school. Matt takes Maddie to the park for a birthday party. There, he meets a woman named Lizzie, who is there because Oscar and his wife Rose want to set Matt up with her. Matt later agrees to go out with Lizzie. They have a good time together. Matt introduces Maddie to Lizzie, and she takes an instant liking to Lizzie. At school, the boys tease Maddie. She tries to jump off and tackle one of the boys, but hits her head and gets a nasty gash on her forehead. The school tries to reach Matt, but he eventually checks his phone and rushes to the hospital. He tries to take Maddie away, but the doctors say that she needs stitches. Matt tries to decline since it's the same hospital where Liz died in and he doesn't trust the doctors there. But he relents and lets them work. Feeling bad over neglecting Maddie, Matt breaks things off with Lizzie. At work, Howard tells Matt that he wants to send him to Croatia for a job. He takes Maddie to spend time with her grandparents. Matt later sees that Marion wants Maddie to stay with them for a long term, which Maddie seems more open to. But Matt thinks that Marion is just reminding him that he's making too many mistakes on his own with her, and he tries to take Maddie to go, even though she wants to stay with Liz's parents. Matt then realizes he isn't keeping Maddie happy, so he agrees to let her stay there for now. While Maddie sleeps, he expresses to her his fears about raising her on his own. Matt returns home alone and is later told at work by Howard that he is retiring and recommended Matt for his old job. Matt is thankful, even though this means he might be seeing Maddie even less. Even Jordan and Oscar can see that her absence is making Matt feel worse. While going through her room, he finds a necklace from Liz that Maddie had been desperately searching for earlier. When Matt and Oscar head to Croatia for the job, Matt thinks about Maddie too much and decides to bail on the trip to return to her. She hugs her dad and he gives her the necklace. When it is time to go, he bids farewell to Marion and Mike, the former tearing up as she mentions how happy Matt made Liz. Matt and Maddie then to go Lizzie's house where he apologizes to her for how things turned out. She forgives him and agrees to join him and Maddie for ice cream. During the credits, Matt brings Maddie back to school, where they are allowing her to wear jeans, and he shows up in a skirt to make her feel better.